Hello and welcome to another video on the Super Bits and Bobs YouTube channel. Now today we're going to be playing Super R-Type on the Super Famicom. Give me a quick look at the box art first. So now you like having a good flash of the box art. There we go. If you get a chance to have a look at the UK box art, then please do, because it's rubbish. I know I keep harping on about it, but I've always just been amazed at the difference in quality. Now, before I start, I'm at the point maybe where I might pick up a TV capture card to do my videos with. I didn't want to do that. I quite like this sort of point and rough and ready thing going on. But the problem with some of the games, I mean this one, as you can probably see, before I press sort of record on the camera, it looks great. But as soon as I do press record, it sort of introduces a real sort of brightness contrast problem. I'm assuming because it's a black background and light things on top. I played with the video to try and sort those out, but haven't been able to. So yeah, if anyone knows of any way of helping with that, let me know. If not, I may be looking at getting a capture card a TV tuner card capture thing to do my videos with. Anyway, on to the game. This is Super R-Type. Now, this was one of the few games I think that probably didn't live up to the Super moniker that a lot of the Famicom games, Super Famicom games, got. It was a bit of a trend to take old franchises, super them up a bit, and stick Super in front and release it on a Super Famicom. It worked for some games, obviously, like Super Ghouls and Ghosts was amazing. I think Castlevania was Super Castlevania 4, Super Mario World, etc. There were a few of them. It didn't quite work for R-Type. I think the problem with it was that instead of basing the game on the original R-Type, they based it on the follow-up R-Type 2. I think there's 4 levels in this game that are from R-Type 2 and 2 or 3 original ones. The problem with R-Type 2 was that it wasn't as highly regarded because it's quite a plodding game. Some of the levels on there are not very well balanced pace-wise. This one's not too bad, but so there's a few levels later on where, yeah, the pacing is quite off, and you're sort of just plodding through them, and there's not really much excitement. Now, it is an R-Type game, and personally I think any R-Type, even an average R-Type is going to be a pretty good game, so it is a good shoot 'em up. But I have to say I'm not sure of the price on eBay for it. So I'd say if it's any more than £10 or £15, maybe don't bother. But yeah, but as I said, I think it just suffered in comparison to the other games that were called Super, unfortunately. But it's certainly got everything there from an R-Type game that you'd want. Great visuals, a sort of biomechanical style, that Geiger-esque sort of style that R-Type's famous for. You got the force attachment, obviously. There's a couple of things the game did introduce. The first thing was like a super charge up on your weapon, so you can charge the bar up once for your normal beam, and you can charge it up again if you keep holding the button down for a more powerful shot, which worked quite well. The other thing was what they did with R-Type was they introduced a system where if you died, you started right back at the beginning of the level. Even if you're on the boss, you would start from the start. Now that I thought it was a pretty good idea, actually. I mean, what it did was it meant that the levels are quite short, so it meant that you got an opportunity to power yourself up again. Obviously, in some of the older games, Gradius, some of the first R-Type, etc. If you died, you could possibly be left in the middle of the level with no power-ups and with little hope of getting anywhere. But here, if you die, you go back to the start, and it does let you sort of power up again before the level gets too hard. And as I said, the levels are quite short as well, so I think it worked out okay. It can get frustrating, you keep dying, keep going back to the start. It's going to annoy you after a while, but yeah, once you learn the levels, it's not too much of a problem. As you can see from this level, hopefully the camera's not cocking things up too much. There's some great backgrounds, a lot of detail. We played Blazing Star last time, and obviously it's not up to Blazing Star level, but there is still a lot of nice detail there, and some nice effects. A lot of slowdown as well, of course. Obviously the Super Famicom was very well known for its slowdown. became a bit of a talking point in the playground. That one never really bothered me too much. I mean, I wondered if because the slowdown was there and the developers sort of got to a point where they were aware that we were aware it was there. Maybe they sort of, it meant they could push the machine a bit more and not worry about the fact that the game would slow down. But yeah, it was a big talking point at the time, and I think the sort of the Mega Drive owners with their Thunder Forces and whatnot were quite smug. As you can see, I mean, the video's been going for sort of 5.5 minutes now. We're pretty much on at the end of the level. So this is sort of 2 levels we've done in the space of sort of 6-7 minutes or so. I'm sure it's probably the same for many of you, but R-Type was the one that really brought shoot 'em ups to my attention. I played shoot 'em ups before, obviously, sort of going way back, sort of obviously Space Invaders, right at the start. But yeah, it's this really sort of particularly sort of vertically scrolling shoot 'em ups. You know, this one was really the daddy. Oh, there you go, including on the first go. Didn't expect that. If you're lucky, you can get the bosses on the first shot. Yeah, so R-Type really was the daddy of vertically scrolling shoot 'em ups for me, anyway. A lot of people probably cite Gradius as being the one, but I think R-Type, I think the visuals, you know, the style, I think that was the one that really, you know, I think R-Type was the game that really kicked things off. And this is one of those levels that is extremely plodding. Even the music, if you can hear it, I'll see if I can turn it up a bit. Even the music is you know, it's almost like they said to themselves, well, yeah, this level is going to be a plodder in every way. So yeah, I think this is where some of the criticism comes in. The game can sort of be badly paced at times. A bit more of that slowdown as well. Funny thing with slowdown, obviously, sort of, you know, in the sort of through the 90s, a lot of the bullet hell shoot 'em up, slowdown became a bit of a feature again. So it helped you survive, and certainly it does on R-Type to a certain extent. The water there will push you down or up, depending on which way it's going, obviously. Now you get a life every I think you get a life every 40,000 or so. So I'm up to 4 lives at the moment. I won't be playing all of those. Let's just see if I can get to the end of this level. Yeah, if any of you guys have got any advice on, I know I've mentioned it before, but if any of you guys got any advice on the camera work, as I said, I mean, from what I can tell looking at the LCD, this video is going to come out really bright. To an extent where you can't see a lot of the sprites and backgrounds, and I'm not quite sure what to do about it. I've had a go, and I've played around with the settings a bit. As I said, maybe a sort of a TV capture card, maybe the way to go to do the videos. I was hoping not to do that, but I quite enjoy doing them, so I'd like to carry on. You've got to try and get the killed death from above. That was. We'll have one more man, see if we can get to the end of this level. And maybe we'll see. This dying there may well point out to you, hopefully, sort of. The fact that starting at the beginning of the level again does give you a bit of a hand. So it just allows you to pick up a few power-ups before the level gets too difficult again. Oh, and there we go. Should have had that bit memorised really, but I haven't played the game for a while. Chronic slowdown again. I'll play Gradius 3 at some point, because that's a fantastic game. Brilliant conversion on the Super Nintendo, but the slowdown is terrible. yeah, so as you can see, apart from dying just now because I didn't memorise what was going on, it's been quite easy to get to this point again where I've got some power ups to defend myself with. Now, for those of you interested in the Mega Drive, I've got some Mega Drive games coming up. I'd like to play a couple of games that you probably wouldn't often see someone playing on the Mega Drive on YouTube. I'm sure there are videos of them, but it's not your usual fare, not your usual Sega fare. So I'll play those next, I think. Right, there's a secondary boss and a main boss. This guy's like the secondary boss. There we go. There you go, you see now there's sort of a section of the game there, this section's sort of gone for about 20 seconds or so where there's nothing really going on. All you're doing is killing a few of the smaller enemies on your way to the boss, really. Probably could have cut that section out. There we go. Third boss done, moving on to the fourth level. I didn't expect to get this far. The video's getting quite long now. I hope it's not boring you in any way. Just give you a quick look of the fourth level, which is obviously the spaceship, a version of the spaceship from the first game. I think it was the third level on the first game. I think I'm not entirely sure. As you can see, very much like the spaceship from the first game, sort of just involves you destroying it in sections, basically. Pick that weapon up because it will allow me to destroy some things on the ground. Ah, there we go. I'll end the video there because it's been quite a long video, and yeah, so I hope you enjoyed Super R-Type, and I'll speak to you again soon.